So it's been a couple of minutes. I'm going to go ahead and take these off now. I don't want them any browner. And you can even make it where, especially if you're going to let it cook in the sauce for a little bit longer, where it is a little pink inside, because it's going to cook. I'm going to take that off of the, actually I don't need to take it off yet. I'm going to end up draining that. We're going to make us some gravy out of that. So let me get these burgers off. Because remember, these burgers were seasoned. So that stuff that you see there is grease as well as seasoning. I'm going to use some of that to make it. Okay. So there's the quick hamburger patties. So with this right here, I'm going to go ahead and pour this grease out real quick. And I'm just going to pour all the grease out, but I'm going to leave the stuff that's at the bottom in there. So we'll be back. Okay, I went ahead and poured it out. And what I have here is 3 tablespoons of butter. I'm just going to put these on in. And we're going to let those melt. Get my spoon. And we're just going to let these melt. And while we're letting it melt, we're just going to try and, all the stuff that's stuck to the bottom, we're going to try and get it up. So we're just going to do that. And if you use too much butter, you can use 2 tablespoons of butter. Remember, I'm taping. Keep it down, little ones. And be nice to each other. Okay, I'm taping now. Come on. So that's almost melted there, which is perfect. And the only thing I need to do now is I need to add some flour. So I'm going to get some of that. And at this time, you can do some seasoning to it too. Like, for example, I'll go ahead and add in some garlic in here, and I'm just putting it in. Put like a teaspoon in. And I'm putting some onions in there. Maybe a tablespoon. Let me mix it up in there. And then remember also I said I didn't put any salt in anything, that I was going to salt my gravy. So I can go ahead and put the salt in now, but I think I'll hold off on the salt real quick. And I'll leave that for whenever when we're almost done. Well, you'll be right with me. You'll see when I do it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put some flour inside of it. So let me do that. And I'll measure it out so that you guys can know specifically how much I'm putting in. Oh, come on. I'm trying to find my tablespoon. I can't find it. So I'm just going to use a tablespoon and a half. It's a tablespoon and a half. I'm going to put that on in. And I'm going to mix it up. Oh, let me cut it back up on medium-high. No, I said medium-high. I just put it back up on medium. So what we're doing right now, and what I like to use a lot of times is my whisk. So I'll use that too, but for right now I just want to make sure I break it up. Alright, and I want it to be a little thicker, so I'm going to put in, and for this right here, everything's fixable. If it's too thick, you add more liquid. You want it thicker, add more flour. So I'm going to add, right now I'm at 3 tablespoons of flour. And what I like to do is I like to get it to the point, because I like mine thick. I like to get it to the point where you don't see a lot of liquid. Let me see if you can see. Yep, you see what I'm seeing. So I think I'm going to put in another tablespoon. So that takes us at what? 3, 4, 4.5 tablespoons. See, yeah, you see how the flour is mainly taking over? That's what I want. But if you had it the way I previously just had it, that's fine too. Because everything's workable. You can work everything out. Now, here's the thing. If you watch my other videos, I use stock for everything, but you can use water here too. But here's my stock. I just love stock because this is stock that I've actually canned. You can be able to, look that up, Pt1 stock. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and open it up. You can hear it snap. There we go. A little by little inside of there. Little by little. So put a little bit of water in. I'm not going to measure it, just put a little bit in. Just enough so you can really whisk it around and start to thicken it. Put a little bit more in. And we're doing it little by little. The reason why is we don't want to have a lot of lumps. And here's the time now that if you decide, you know what, I think I want to make a lot more gravy, I think I want it to be a little thicker. You can go ahead and add in more flour right here too. That's why you don't want to put the whole liquid in, because that's when you get a lot of the lumps. So I'll put some more in. Just give it a whisk. And we are making homemade gravy. Isn't that awesome? And it's still thick. That's exactly what I want. So you could use water if you want to, but I always use stock for everything. More flavor. And the stock I'm using that I make, I don't put any salt in it. Again, I don't know what I'm using the stock for, so I want to season it the way I want to season it, so that's why I leave it out. Now I think I'm going to crank it up and I'm going to put it on medium high so I can get it going. But I'm right here, so I'm watching it. So I'm going to let that go a little bit. You see, I just saw a few bubbles that came out of it. And I'm thinking I want a little more gravy in it. So I'm going to grab another stock while you're watching that. Let me grab another stock. And I'm saying stock, but you could be grabbing water right now. But I'm going to use stock. That looks good. I like it bubbling like that. And I'm going to open this one up. There we go. This is good. So I'm still debating. I want to have enough stock so that we can really have a lot. So I may end up putting more flour in it. So I'm going to pour the rest of this quart in. I'm going to put a little more in. And I'm going to let that go some. I'm going to let it start bubbling. That's okay there. And I think I want to add more, so I'm going to go ahead and thicken my gravy. And how I'm going to do that, I put in this little bowl right here, I put 3 tablespoons of